Alright, good evening everyone, and how are we all doing tonight on the last night of November? For tomorrow is December, and that means that one thing, that 2020 is finally almost fucking over. Hooray! Celebrations! This horrible year is almost at an end, and we can move on to a better year very soon. In the meantime, it's time, since quality options seem to be confirmed, for me to get back to the mapping thing. So let's get back to the mapping thing, shall we? And good evening, everyone. Sorry that the start time was a little later than I have been doing usually, but I had to take care of some personal business, not least regarding how much I was paid this month, but it has been solved for now. And then I was also watching the third round draw for the FA Cup. My team didn't really get anyone, so it was a waste of half an hour. But it was always fun to watch the third round draw for the FA Cup. It's always an exciting time if you're a football fan, like I still am for the time being. Anyway, I need to get on with my maps, so let us boot up the old PlayStation Doom soundy track and get cracking, shall we? Time for another relaxing evening of creepy ambience. As you do. Just lower that a little bit. There we go. So, let's dive in, shall we? See how my map looks for tonight. So here is my map at the moment. And I also want to give some shout outs to two new followers who followed at some point yesterday. But first of all, thanking Lord Misfit for his first bit donation of the week. And the host, hello, how you doing? Why are you not playing the 32X OST like I asked? Do you really want to listen to the OST for the 32X of Doom? Fine, you want to listen to that shit? Sure. Okay. Here's the 32X soundtrack. There we go. Hope you're happy. Hope you're happy, you filthy animal. So here's the 32XX soundtrack instead. So I need to thank two new followers who followed at some point shortly after yesterday's stream. First of all, thanks to Old Onyx. And second of all, to HD Classic Game Runs. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated on both your parts. So these were last night, overnight, or whatever. Two more followers for the great cause of me playing Sunder. Anywho. So this is my map at the moment. Yesterday I spent 4 hours creating pretty much this entire room, which I am happy with for the time being. There may need to be some fine-tuning in terms of detailing a bit later on, but for the moment I am very happy with how this room plays out. So I'll just give a quick brief overview of the map. Basically, the idea of the map is that you are it's a episode 2/downtown theme sort of affair. Quite a bit of both, to be honest. The main gimmick of the map is that you are... Oh dear. That crate top is wrong for some reason. Not that anyone would see that, but it is wrong. Anyway, I fixed that. So you start off in here. The main gimmick of the map is that you shoot fire blue. You go out here. You go around here to shoot the second one, acquire a chain gun. Some pinkies appear. It is good. You go inside here, get some armor, and then you have this little encounter here. Where basically... Okay, you know what, I'll just show you a gameplay clip that's probably better. So as you can see, the first room is you start in a box. It teaches you to do this. You know, our first fight outside. Pistol zombies, lost souls. Then a few pinkies appear. So yeah, you have that fight there, all hunky-dory. And you go inside here, get some ammo on these pipes. Please ignore the arch trial sound, that is a placeholder enemy for the time being. So when you go here, Hell Knights appear. Go left a bit. And then you got this little scrap of a fight over here. Imps and pinkies and hold down the chain gun. For you have some chaos to deal with. Oh yes, lots of chaos. The Hell Knights, for some reason, decided to not come into the fray this time around. That's fine. Sometimes the Hell Knights will appear in this corner, but basically you're encouraged to be in this corner. As you proceed over here. Oh look, an Arachnotron! And some imps. The Arachnotron is basically just there to act as a meat shield for these imps. More or less. So then you got this cage with the Arachnotron in it, which I thought just looked nice. And then you go over here, and surprise! It's a Revenant. And then you go through here, and that's where we're up to. All that took about 3 minutes this time around. And there is some extra ammo, of course, located in the Hell Knights spawn cages. And you do have a secret up here, which eventually, once you're up here, you'll be able to get to, and that is your secret. So that's where we're up to. It's the same song looping. Yes, this is the victory music. Hidden Music 1, 2, apparently. It will be changing shortly. So, that's where we're up to. In terms of the ammo, it does seem like we were quite tight on ammo there actually after dealing with all those enemies. I may have to consider adding some extra ammo, possibly. And there's the rabbit song. I mean, I guess it varies depending on how successful players are with infighting as such. Oh, the Hell Knight's gonna get... The Hell Knights might get a bit stuck on these box edges, I suppose, but... I can't really do much about that. If the player moves in here fast enough, the Hell Knights will just stay around there forever anyway. It really depends on the Hell Knight's movement. You know. Besides, even if the Hell Knights just end up here most of the time and get picked off afterwards, they are still a threat that needs to be dealt with at some point. So it's not like you can ignore them forever. And you know, the initial idea of them being an ambush here is to force the player up this path and then go left. So I'm pretty happy with them being sort of easier to deal with afterwards. It's all about the initial fight, getting to this area, the chaos, the panic, and then just killing everything with a chain gun. Afterwards, this is more sort of relaxed. It's like, it's just looks nice. You have to dodge a few imp fireballs while dealing with an Arachnotron. A few of these guys, and you've got the surprise Revenant, of course. So, I'm pretty happy with this room now, to be honest. And in terms of the overall monster count, ignoring the Archvile, which is a placeholder, we're at 67 for the moment. So that's quite a fair amount of monsters. And we've already got 2 decent fights planned out. So, I think health is good. I think I've given the player more than enough health here to work with. Because in the runs I've been doing, health hasn't really been an issue. It seems to be more ammo, if anything. But again, different players will have different sort of things. This is the kind of thing that will require people to run this fight, and I might even hire some, maybe I'll give a copy of this map to a playtest person or two. Or maybe not, we'll see. See how much time I get to sort of do shit like that. So, tonight's objective, since I'm pretty happy with this for now, is to now work on this room here. This is the room that is going to ultimately, well, I still plan to have the Firebuoy box be in this room behind a massive wall. That is the plan anyway. So I need to create the fight for this room next, whatever that's going to be. So what am I going to do? So I'm sort of envisioning the next... I sort of have this rough idea of what I want to do with the next room. It's going to involve pillars. A decent amount of pillars. And possible boxes. Now, I have to decide whether I want to continue using this theme of using these crates, or whether I do something a bit different with this area. Like, maybe have a different type of box texture or something, or a different texture or some other shit, or whether I just make it the same room. I think in terms of the lighting, I'm going to leave this room as is, because it's bright, it looks industrial, and it's fine. I don't think I want to do any lighting tweaks here. And also it makes a nice contrast from the darker room going before it, and the sort of dimmer outside. You know, you go into a nice bright area that is very clean, very industrial, and as such looks fine to be sort of bright. So I'm not going to change the lighting in this room. I might change the lighting up here at some point. Maybe I could make this darker if I chose to do so, for a bit of contrast perhaps. But I don't think I'll be changing the light in the warehouse area or on these steps, because I kind of like this to be nice and bright. So, hello Corn King. My favourite noise too. Didn't know you liked to listen to it. Yeah, this is the 32X version. Lord Misfit really wanted to listen to this. Don't worry, we'll put on the excellent PlayStation soundtrack afterwards to remind us what good music sounds like. For a joke. Oh, it's funny. Right, so what do I do with this room? Am I just going to create another big room, or am I going to have some kind of... To be honest with you, I'm thinking of just creating another big room. Or do I save that for the, Ooh, excuse me. So, I'm here to only compliment. Now, the thing I have to consider here is that I wouldn't mind doing a big arena fight, possibly, but I might also save that for the end of the map. I don't know if I just want to do 2 in a row necessarily. But my kind of idea here is that this is going to be an area that is full of pillars. And some of those pillars are going to not be pillars after you pick up do a certain thing. That's my rough idea anyway. So it'll be something like a big room similar to this one, but maybe slightly bigger. And then, oh man, I didn't snap this to the 16 grid, did I? I'm very tempted to sort of. The thing is, if I do that, the thing is, this is an alignment thing, so we have to leave it like that, which is fine, I guess. Whatever. I'm really just. Also, unfortunately, I still have a slight bit of a cold. However, compared to yesterday, it is much improved. Tablets have helped. But I still have a bit of a cold. But I'm getting better. And honestly, when I was at work today, I barely noticed. So it's not really much of a cold. Right, so I'm just struggling to think what to do at the start of this. Do I just create a big room again? Or do I do something more corridory? Maybe don't make this a warehouse? Or do I make it a warehouse? I'm probably thinking to make it a warehouse, to be honest. I'm really trying hard to stay positive. Don't try too hard, Golden King. Oh god. Ah! What is this? I think what I'm thinking of doing is maybe I'll have a room that's like about as wide as this one, but lengthier. So, I don't know, maybe something like, what about an office area somewhere connected to the next room for some realism's sake? Like, put a secret in there, like a small office. I suppose I could do that. I mean, I have my one secret here so far, which is going to be done when the player gets up to the lift. If I was to do a second secret, it could be somewhere in here. I got no temperature, but I have a sore throat, coughing and feeling like I'm supposed to be sick, but I'm not. And no, it's not that thing. I can smell taste just fine. Maybe you just got the flu or something. Or a cold or some shit, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking something like have the room be kind of wide. So it'd be like a big wide room. And then maybe in one of the corners is a little tiny office or something. In the room. But there is still a big ass room to come. Or something. So I'm thinking of sort of having this divide, like down here is all the warehousey stuff, and then when you go upstairs up the lift here, that's where you get to the offices. Or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking to do. I just need to get the size going. Oh Christ, what grid? Oh wow, I snapped this to one grid, I guess. I want to make this accurate. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, that means I'm just creating a giant rectangle, essentially. Well, you know, them's the breaks, I suppose. Oh Jesus, this has gone off the grid a bit. Let me fix that a bit. Oh god, there's a jagged edge to this, I think, is there? Yeah, it's very slowly peeling. Used to be done like one less. Now it looks okay. I think. It's doing the same here too. Need to make sure it peels off correctly. Yeah, okay, the rest of this is fine. Go out to 16. Ooh. Well, this wouldn't be the size, obviously. The ceiling height needs to be, like, much... not the highest, perhaps, but higher enough. Yeah. So, I know this is just a giant rectangular room. I get that. I intentionally want to make this a giant rectangular room, however. Because this is supposed to be like a storage area. And as such, I don't really want it to be really interestingly shaped, to be honest. It sounds god-awful. So that's my thinking, I guess. Like, but this room is going to be, I think, a bit more atmospheric. But I want it to look like a sort of rectangular square room and something. I guess. 6 and 6. So I'd have to make it like one grid up to make it even more perfectly rectangular, I guess. Get a perfect... Yeah, so that's kind of my thinking at the moment with this. But this is a room that's going to involve something. I mean, I'm trying to not make this the most boxiest map ever, but I do have... These two rooms are kind of not shaped awkwardly. And I intentionally want to make this rectangular because I want it to sort of feel like a very generic-y warehouse sort of thing. Now this is where I gotta create something interesting in an encounter sense. But what? But since you wind it, the walls from the door side go jagged again. What happened here? Oh geez, you're right, what the fuck? Why have they gone jagged by 1? That's fucking odd. It seems to be okay on this side. Yeah, okay, I think we fixed that now. Yeah, we fixed that. Okay. So let's see. What kind of floor am I going to have in here? We can't have blue carpet. We need something again that seems very industrial as the ground texture. Could have that, I suppose. even though it's not aligned perfectly on the, It's aligned perfectly on every side except the fucking door. This would actually be a decent fit, possibly. Not for that alignment there. It's kind of the only thing that sort of, well, makes it look a bit shitty. I swear, this has been the bane of my mapping so far. Fucking ceiling and floor alignment. Carf, in GZ Doom you can align floor/ceiling textures. Yeah, I get that, Corn King, but this is going to be designed for Boom. I wonder if it's not too late to change this to UDMF so I can align these fucking things properly. But the thing is, I was advised to do this in Boom, so I have to stick to that no matter what. So, nah, this isn't gonna work because of that. Then again, I have it perfectly aligned in here either, to be honest. Like, not even close. But I don't really care at that point. I could just do it anyway and say, fuck it, that's the floor, it's not perfectly aligned, deal with it. It's perfectly fine for every other part of the room. Bump, bump, bump. I mean, that's exactly what I've done here. It's not perfectly aligned, but I'm not going to care about it. Same with the ceiling. It looks mostly fine anyway. If you get hung up on flat alignment for anything that's not a teleporter, then you're doing everything wrong. Hey, Mega Lego Smuggler, how's it going? Yeah, I kind of like this texture. I think it's a nice sort of different greyish texture to the ground. Now then, what could I do here that would be interesting? Go back to 16 grid for a moment. How's it going, Banfus? Excuse me. Hey Primevis, how's it going? I don't know. Things are just going prime. How about yourself? Doing okay. I got paid this today for the first time in a job capacity in nearly 2 years, but I was taxed too much, so I got a little tax code problem to deal with, possibly. Otherwise, today's been okay. My code's got better, and I'm doing mapping streams for the next 3 weeks until something materializes. Hello, Depop. Welcome to the 32X soundtrack. Why did your Amazon package not arrive today, Prime? I don't know. Ugh. Sorry, I'm not humming randomly. I'm trying to think of an interesting sort of way out to this room, I guess. Right, perhaps we go for that. And then have... $128. I don't know why people keep playing the boom format. When even the basics are somewhat comfortable with making dummy sectors, voodoo dolls, or pesky misalignments, not to mention booms choking an architecture. If God forbid you try to make a somewhat curved architecture, well, you can do the same basic things that easy to do with these, and mostly you don't need dummy sectors. UDMF is best! Why not? So that's what I was... Maybe I could do that for this room, include some computer things, and this can be like a different kind of storage room or something. Well, I think I was recommended the boom format by different mappers because it's the idea of getting used to the basics, I guess. I will be honest with you though, if I ever make another map, it's UDMF, because all your conveniences sound pretty fucking good, honestly. But we will stick with the boom format for this one. I don't exactly plan on making another map, to be honest, but... Anyway. So, I guess my idea... I guess these will serve as nice little, pillars, or thick, meaty pillars of sorts, I suppose. They're forcing you to appreciate the limitations, huh? It's not quite the idea I had in mind, but I'm gonna roll with it because it'll get me. I can get to use a different texture, so that's cool. So I've got a room with 2 pillars in it now. What am I doing with this? What is the fight idea I'm creating out of this? Obviously, I'm gonna have this, whatever it is, the critical switch be over here somewhere. But then what? Hey, excellent. This is just a regular wad. As I said, it's something that's going to be like 5 or 10 minutes in length. Not too difficult, but has some interesting shit going for it. You know, Nepsnide, that's actually not a bad idea. Really, that's actually not a bad idea at all. Because guess what I could do? I could use another, like with the imps being dead outside the door, cluing in that imps are to follow. The Revenant in the ambush position, when killed, could also be a clue that there's yeah, I am thinking literally Revenants and a rocket launcher. And I want this to be a lock-in trap also. My plan will be you press switch, room locks, things open, Revenants appear, you get a rocket launcher, and you have to kill a bunch of Revenants. These 2 pillars will make for some nice things to dodge. Yeah, I'm not putting anything on the top. At least not Revenants anyway. But I think that's generally the point I want to go for with this. Because it's a nice big room. Not an arch file. I don't want to do the arch file thing. Oh, I can assure you I didn't think you were joking. I mean, it could also be, it would have been good for arch files, but I want to save that for a little later. Like when you come back to this room, sort of thing. So, yeah, you got 2 pillars. It's not very complicated, but I'll add a few extra pillars and decorative shit, and we'll have some Revenants appear. Okay, let's do that. Let's create some fucking pillars around the place to add a bit of decor as well. Go to the ceiling, boys! Get to that fucking ceiling. Let's have some symmetry. Because fuck it, why not? Stop that. Am I happy with the floor height? I am, yeah, actually. Floor height's great. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's just copy the sector. There we go. Nice and symmetrical. Just need a nice appropriate sort of texture for the pillars. Put crates. Tiny crates. What would be it? Could that work? Tech pillars. Whoa, let's not get crazy. I'm not turning into a slaughter mapper. Even though I'd probably enjoy doing that to some extent, because I like making cool fights. Honestly, I do. That's my favourite part, making some really cool fight come together. The rest is just like a thing. I don't know, do you reckon pillars, blue pillars? Like, this is starting to turn into a sort of... I guess it's a very different kind of room, isn't it? You know, this is the storage warehouse, and this is like some computery room, I guess, isn't it? So I guess it works. Sure, tech pillars. Why not? Okay, so in the middle of the room we will place the rocket launcher, which is the second weapon you're going to receive. And we'll make it very abundantly clear that you're going to want to use this soon. With rockets everywhere. In a very standard decorative pattern. Yes, you're going to want to use this very, very soon. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40... Let's just put a few more in a nice cross shape, shall we? Add a few extra to the sides. For ammo purposes. Keep them in the center. That should be enough rockets for now. So we have a few nice pillars, I guess. I suppose then we should change these walls to something as well that might suit the room better, perhaps. Ooh. Although it's a bit of a weird effect, it kind of works, I think. It's a bit strange looking, but due to the specific height, it kind of works, right? Maybe not so much there, but... Can we use something a bit different for that one, maybe? Could use that to break up the space a bit. I kind of like putting that there as a sort of a divide so it makes sense over the door. But yeah, now suddenly this room feels very computery, doesn't it? Maybe add some decorative sectors between the computer panels, like the room in E1 M1. Alright, before we go any further, I probably just need... Sorry. The floor is going to be... I'm keeping the floor as is, I guess. Yeah, I am thinking to put some sector stuff down. I suppose before I proceed a whole much further, I probably should actually set up the lock-in trap. And the closets I want to open, which is going to be on two sides. So I need a lock-in to occur... So this is like a sector that can just appear. That'll just be a simple ceiling height rise sort of thing. I have a texture in mind for this one, if I can find it. Not you. Where's tech wall? There we go. Get some nice tech wall there for it. Try there's a barrier. I think that would do as a thing. And yeah, it's a nice, simple little, doesn't matter about the top too much. So, put that down. Okay, that could be the walk-in thing. So, back to this vision. So, the switch obviously will be over here. Nah, the switch has to be lower, doesn't it? It'd have to be like there, I guess. Oh yeah, that does look nice. Huh. So, is the player going to be able to reach that switch? Yeah, easily. Okay, that works, I guess. Okay, that looks alright for the switch, I guess. Okay, so that's going to be the switch that will trigger the rest of the room. Obviously, we need to create the line depth for the lockdown. That'll be easy, just have it be all the way across here. Oh, sorry, I need to make this a sector, don't I? So that's sector 9. Let's just quickly create the lock in here, I suppose. So all 5 of these sectors are going to be set to tag 9. It will ceiling. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, that's better. We just have one line depth thing. Ceiling raise to highest ceiling. Sorry, ceiling, options, walk over once, speed, turbo, mode, trigger, direction, up, target, highest adjacent ceiling, change, none, pusher, no. So you walk over that and you will get a sector raise. Okay, you know, I think I know what the problem is. It's not the ceiling that needs to change, is it? It's the floor. I think that's what the problem was. Did I put a texture on this? I thought I put a texture on this thing. Oh. For some reason I didn't? I thought I put tech wall on it. Well, please put tech wall on it, would you? Like I asked you to do. Excuse me. Sorry. Yep. Yep. That works just fine. There's our little lock-in. And now you're locked into the room until you find some switches. Okay. There it is. The lock-in, the trap is set. Now we can... Now all we have to do is... Oh, Jesus. How long is it? How much is this left? This is awful. Oh, 2 more tracks. Then it's over. Use Great Tool several times without shinifying the map. Fucking hell, this is terrible! Poor 32X owners. You pay enough for the Sega's expansion and you play Doom and this is what you get. Mom, Dad, I'm playing Doom! Christ. Yeah, okay. So, let me think. So obviously you're gonna have, do we have just 2 big side ambushes or 4 side ambushes? What are we gonna do here in terms of a fight? Excuse me. Pardon me. So the general idea will be to exit the room, the player will need to trigger some switches to... Oh, no, 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 no. Wait, no. Okay, this is fine. I was panicking for a moment there because I thought, oh god, am I going to do some jiggery-pokery with booms bullshit? But no, I can just do some disappearing walls for multiple as a delay of switch. So then how complicated do I make it? Do I make it 4 or 3 or just 2? I'm thinking just to make it very simple, really, and have just 2. 2 big walls that open up. You go to one side and press the switch, you go to the other side and press the switch that opens, and you can leave the room once the thing begins. I can make it very slow as well to add some time. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll make it 2 big sort of ambush sort of things. And that will lower the boom. Hang on, is that going to be... It just about covers the... Hey, Croucher. Ward Misfit Wavy Way to listen to the 32X soundtrack. Don't worry, we won't be listening to this again. What are you doing? You came here looking for shelter from Vanquished. Put on some Rise of the Triad, man. I think, like... So yeah, I want these Mancubi to be hidden. And we will texture the inside as well. So yeah, I want these Mancubi to be part of the fight as well. They can also have their thing lowered when everything else lowers. And hell, these are good positions for Mancubi, right? You know, on top of these platforms, they provide some spread shot damage, a bit of height to deal with. Killed with rockets, sure, but they're an annoyance, all the same. Might be the first Platinum game you're not enjoying. So yeah, I'm happy with these Mancubus as they are. Nicely disguised in the boxes there, I suppose. Alright, so then I need to create the, now how much of the wall am I opening up here? Like, all of it? Almost all of it. Alright, thankfully that's the end of the soundtrack. Now we can put on a better soundtrack. Of the PlayStation version. Thanks, Lord Misfit. That was fun. Guess we could have that be thin or whatever. Okay, so we now have 4 sectors that are tagged to Sector 10. So basically, we just need to make sure that this switch works, and of course we need to create the switch. So this is 4. Oh no, let's get generalized action. 4 switch once, turbo. Shut up, Kraja. Dead simple. Yeah, okay, it kind of is, but I can't think of anything that would be better up there. Keep in mind the player has a rocket launcher and a chain gun. Direction is down, target is lowest adjacent floor. Change none, crusher, no. Okay. Let's just check if this works, shall we? Let's enter the room. I'm sure it does, but always pays to make sure. Yep. Yep, that works. Oh wow, they are very high up there. They are very high up. I may need to raise the ceiling height a bit, possibly. Or lower the height of the actual... They're a bit too high up, I think. There's something wrong in terms of the visuals, isn't it? I mean, it looks a bit weird. I need to lower these, I think. Down a bit. That looks better. Yeah, I'm happy with that height. Guys, look. Squishy Cyber Demon. God damn it. Squishy Kako wasn't enough. Guess not. Okay. Let's there we go. Align the that tech a bit better. Alright, I think we have the basic of the room set up. I know this is very symmetrical and very bland to some extent, but it works. I could obviously add some... This is where I could add some pillars and some architecture to make this a bit more interesting. But basically, I just kind of want a big square room where the player has to deal with revenants and rockets. And the monkey buyer just kind of there for some extra danger or threat. Not very exactly exciting in terms of a fight, but fuck it. I like this room. It's a computer room. You have a rocket launcher and a chain gun. Now go deal with my revs. I mean, there's not really much else I could have put up there, you know. So I think Mancubus are fine. Right, what's gonna come out of the closets then? I wonder. I guess we're just gonna have a shit ton of revs. Oh god. Then I'm gonna make some interesting decorations to the room afterwards. Oh yeah, I suppose one other thing I have to bear in mind for later is that I'm gonna have to tag this is the same switch as going to lower the thing in the other room as well. So it's gonna create this effect. So essentially at this point, I just need to tag this to sector 10. For future reference. Because that switch is going to trigger this one. So that it's primed and ready for what I have in mind. And so to our really square but slightly interesting looking room. What do we put in the closets at this point? Let's see. And I suppose we could have some interesting things in the background and some extra architecture or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, this is a very square encounter, and I'm not, and I'm cool with that because, you know, I'm not trying to make this the most difficult. I just want it to be entertaining. And I think it'll be entertaining because you gotta use a rocket launcher, right? You don't have a super shotgun, you don't have a plasma. You got 2 weapons. Use them. Mainly use the rockets, please. So we need Revenants. Look at the thin size of these bastards. Look at them. They're just so thin. Mancubus big motherfucker. Revenants, we can just shove loads in. I'm gonna be honest, I could shove a lot of revs in this. This could literally just be a rev swarm from 2 sides. Like, I could literally chuck about 30 revs on both sides and wish the player good luck. In fact, what if we did that? Nah, I don't want to do chain gunners. That would be not what I'm aiming for. I literally want to try to see what happens if we just shove 30 revs. Both sides. Would that work as a fight? Just pure rev aggression? Hold on to your butts. Right now there's going to be someone gasping going, what the fuck? John Suitepee's creating fucking Revenant fights? What is this bullshit? They're all facing the wrong fucking way. Guys, face the right goddamn way, would you? I want you primed and ready for action. There we go. Whoops. Alright, here we go. I should have saved. Brilliant! I've created a slaughter map. Oh my god, this is like literally Wait, I can actually pull this off now. This is where I throw in the plot twist. Actually, I just want to make a map with revs. Lots of them. It's like, plot twist, this is now a slaughter map. I'm just making the next few fights massive fucking bullshit fights. I am so tempted to just stick with this. Chuck in a few pillars. And I am so tempted just to make this the whole fight. Maybe. The only problem though is that it's kind of boring actually after the first bit. Like basically if you can break through the rev containment, you just circle strafe them to death. That's the only problem with this. It works as a sort of massive fuck you, but once you break that contain, it's just another circle strafe. So I don't know if that's a good idea to do or not, to be honest. But I can't think of what else I could throw in that would make the rock. I mean, again, really scary, right? You know. I don't know. Nah, this isn't gonna work. It's too weird. I know, I do. I kind of like the idea of just shoving revs into the player's face, but this is way too bullshitty. And also, it's very poorly done. You know. I can't do this. This would not work as is, because essentially it's just a case of, can you get to the, you know, there's not really an intended strategy for just avoid all these revenants, except we're going to get lucky a bit. And I'm adding pillars to deliberately make this a bit more irksome while you figure out the lock-in trick. The thing I am considering doing is putting a God Spear next to the switch and have this be like a kind of fight where you need to kill enemies quickly before the God Spear expires or something. That way I could get away with some ridiculous bullshit, and it would be a case that we race against the clock to kill everything so you can deal with the room. Hey, Bofers. Yeah, this was not my original idea for this route, funnily enough, but it's sort of just ended up being this room. Maybe get the walls down as well so you can at least stack up. No, I want them to be quick. How's that doing, convicts? So I'm thinking, give the player a God Spear next to the switch. Then we can unleash the wall of revs. And the idea of the fight is to clear a path before the God Spear expires, then deal with the rest of the Revenants. Would that work? Because I definitely like the idea of just shoving a shitload of ridiculousness at the player, but giving them a viable option to deal with it. So if I was to put a God Spear on here. No, we're not doing Vials and Cybers. The idea is supposed to be, this is basically use the rockets to clear a path, and this way we can just throw a load of enemies at the player. Also, I bet also for the people who don't watch this mapping stream, this will come as a bit of a shock to some of them when I'm suddenly unleashing a rev trap on them. Hey, Stabby. I'm doing okay. I was paid. It's been I had a decent day at work. I was paid a bit less for the month than I would have liked, so I have some tax to sort out. But today's been okay for the most part. You know, it's the last day of November, so I'm hyped for December to start the Christmas month. So yeah, put a God Spear here. Let's see how this works out with the God Spear now introduced. Secretly loves Revenants. Stockholm Syndrome. Depot, this is not a new thing. Several years ago, I did used to hate Revs a lot more, and I still hate Revenants, but the only difference was, several years ago, I never even attempted a map. The moment I started to attempt mapping and try to make some fun fights and realized that Revs are actually ridiculously useful of a mapper's toolkit, I changed my opinion on them. A bit. Unfortunately, Revenants are absolutely one of the best tools in a good fight because of their size, flexibility, and glass cannon tanky nature. So yeah, let's do this. Which leaves a good chunk of them alive. I have an even better idea. I have a much cooler idea. To add a bit of extra tension to this. To make this even cooler. Oops, don't do that. I have a really good idea. Oh wait, no, that kind of needs to stay the same, doesn't it? I'm going to have This will work, right? If I set this to sector 10, it should work. I think. The idea basically is that the player sees the God Spear upon coming into the room, but they can't get to it just yet. Then we have the rockets. The player triggers the switch. The Revenants come. Chances are, first time, maybe they die. Then they'll make the connection as a God Spear. And they'll hear something. Okay, how's this gonna work though? This belies that, because the idea is the God Spear lowers, the player then goes down. I just want to see. I like the idea. It's just a case of, am I guiding the player well enough for them to notice what I have intended? I.e., okay, they can't grab the God Spear. That's cool. So then the rocket launcher's here. I'm happy with the texture choice here on this 64 wide platform, I think. So it adds a little extra tension, like they can't just immediately start blasting them, they have to go and get the God Spear. I am hoping that when they notice the Revenants panicking, they will be driven towards the middle of the room. Like, they see the God Spear as the end of the room, so they know it's there. Then they press the switch, they see that, and they go, aha! So yeah, in 30 seconds this fight becomes... And then the Revenants are dead, and everything's dead, and you got some switches to press, I suppose. So in 30 seconds, okay, so in 30 seconds... the player can kill about 80% of the room. I need to increase the monster count, because I want this to sort of feel like a real rush of monsters, so the player has to really... Because the thing is, once the God Spear expires, I am kind of wanting the player to still have a few things to deal with. Hello, Jedonimus. But I fathom that the God Spear being in the middle of the room will clue the player in that they can get that, especially since there is a lift texture on the thing. Again, I would try to imagine the player will be drawn to the middle of the room when the revs drop in. You know, they go like that, they go, oh shit. Hello, Mike. By the way, how's it going? There will always be more ammo than this when I finish the room's construction. And maybe an ultra-violence, I actually change it to a Megasphere. Nah, I won't do that. Yeah, again, I kill most of the Revenants. And then the idea is there's going to be a switch over here that lowers a switch over here, which then lowers the lockdown and allows you to proceed back into the previous area. What in the last mapping stream? I made this room tonight, actually. Last time in yesterday's stream, I made this room. Well, I didn't say made this room. I basically spent 4 hours creating this area and sort of tweaking it up, making a little fight here. It took me ages to do all this. So now I'm working on this area over here. I really like this idea because the Arachnotron is essentially in a cage. It's just going to be there to be a meat shield for the imps, and it just looks nice and decorative. It's not meant to be really difficult per se, it's just there. I suppose it looks nice. It's in a cage. I just wanted something in this room to be like a little big thing, and I thought, okay, cage Arachnotron, that would be cool. Put some mid-techs around it. Sweet. Add some space to the room or whatnot. So back to this room. So I think we need to add more Revenants, actually. We need to add more because the player is going to have very little left to deal with. The only problem with that is that I've set this to be instant, so it will be a bit hard to pull off teleports, I think. Although, if I have one of the switches trigger some enemies, that is not out the realm of possibility, of course. Maybe after you press the first switch, you will... I'll tell you what, let us do the boring bit, which is create the switches required. So we're going to have 2 different switches. We'll make it the same size of that, because whatever. And we'll put them in different parts of the room so it's not quite symmetrical. 1, 2, 3. 168 is 248, 256, I think. Upper. Okay, move the things. Lower. I may do some texture tweaks in a bit, but I'm just going to stick with the simplicity for now. You could make a long lift that goes down really slowly timed to avail a few bounds for after the invulnerability expires. Long lift that goes down really slowly timed to avail a few bounds for after the invulnerability expires. I think I like the idea of adding something in after we press the first switch. I think we'll go with that option. Because what I'm hoping is that as the player kills a bunch of revs and there's still a few left around, a good chunk left when they start doing what we need to do. Oops. Oh wow, there's way more room here to lower the ceiling. He thinks. Oh, right, that's supposed to be aligned differently. That actually looks kind of nice being misaligned like that, to be honest. Put it back to how it was. I kind of like having that square in the middle. It looks a bit different. And then here we can have it look a bit different. And that would be in its normal form. Okay, so this could be the first, this could be the switch that you need to press for the other one, which I'll put over here. But to do that, I'll need to hide it behind a very thin wall. But it will be over in this section. And to do that, we will need to go into the good old one grid. I know. Good old one grid to do this little trickery. 1, 2, 3. Roll it a massive bunch or whatever. Upper, lower. I might tweak textures later. I might not. The main thing is to get the gameplay down. Oh wow, is it 9 o'clock already? Jeez. Time flies. Huh? Time real fucking flies. Right. Okay, that's that. Okay. And at this point, we then need the tiny sector to be... Is that right? Is that okay height-wise for that one? Ceiling is 216 on that. Now the ceiling is 216 on that. Okay. $216 is the ceiling, and the floor is $216 also on this one. Hey, Guru Experto. Mancubus versus Impu score. Sweet. What? What are you asking there? Oh, why is this so off? What have I done wrong here? It's just one extra sector, isn't it? There we go. Alright, that works. Whatever, it's a temporary thing. We're probably gonna have this. We're probably not going to have this texture when we sort of wrap up the visual element of this fight. We're just gonna use it for now. But anyway, it's done. I don't think they are pegged actually. Oh, I guess it upset the lower and upper, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just leave that as is, I think. Right. So this is a sector 11. Let's just get the boring, tedious stuff out of the way, which is obviously creating generalized actions for trigger switch once, speed, turbo, model, trigger, direction, down, target, lowest adjacent floor, change, non, crusher, no, okay, tag 11, and then this one, what sector, what was this? So I need to come out to 16 grid now. This one was sector 9, wasn't it? So we need to tag that to sector 9. Make sure that works. So this will be sector 9. Generalized action 4. Trigger switch 1. Speed slow. Model trigger direction down. Target was adjacent 4. Change non-crusher no. Okay, okay. Save. Test. It's a boring test, unfortunately. No exciting monsters this time. So let's see if it works. There's the big reveal. Switch 1. Switch 2. Yeah, alright, works. Good. Good shit. We have ourselves a basic little thing. That lowers to that. That lowers that. And it would help if I actually had set that down in the first place, but that won't be a problem. And there we go. Easy peasy. So, that works. Excellent. Right, that's the boring stuff over with. We've essentially created the technical trap. Initial switch works. First switch works. Second switch works. It's nice and simple. Now we gotta make it work even more viciously. And obviously, the easy thing we can do here on lower difficulties is just remove a few extra monsters. But this trap is largely going to remain the same. It's going to be a race against time to make the invulnerability count. So, what we will now do is we will add an extra row of Revenants to the trap and see if that makes the numbers just right. Does that contribute to a effective... I just want to see if that works. That leaves a few around the level, I would say. I'm not worried about the Revenant being visible from this side because it will already be. Alright, you get the idea. Right, so, I think the Revenant numbers are fine at this point for the meat, because just for the pure Revenant numbers, now we have a good number, which is, what, 60? This is a good amount of squishy cannon fodder that you need to kill. But I agree, we need to put something out. We need to put something else in this. Arch vials? We could do. We could put a few arch vials in. That would explain what the pillars are for, I guess. But how many? 2? It would definitely make for some good targeting. 4? Would 4 work? Yeah, maybe 2 on each side. Put them at the back of the rev pack as well. So if we just say delete, 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 delete. Place these with archviles instead. I suppose that means I'm going to lose the archvile gambit for the next room, but that's fine. We'll just do something different instead. Yeah, perfect. Because I think this is a much more interesting encounter for vials also. So then we put in some vials. 4 vials, 2 on each side. That will give you your targets of choice to kill. I'll add ammo and stuff. I guess everyone is doing sword fights these days. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to... That's kind of the task I want to sort of commit to the player. It's not like a ridiculously bullshitty timed one, but basically, you need to kill things quickly. You can't just get in the power fantasy. You need to be quick. I want you to kill those enemies quickly. And then even if you don't kill them all, the room's big enough and spacious enough with enough cover that you can sort of deal with whatever's left over, sort of thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, that is so hard. I mean, okay, to be fair, this is before I add power... Yeah, this is before I add power-ups, of course. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to have the player deal with this little. But, yeah, I think that works really nicely, because... And obviously, on lower difficulties, we can remove some of the vials as well, and maybe on the lowest difficulty, there are no vials, and you just kill revs in this room. It's hard to even see the archviles, never mind target them in a big fight. Yeah, I guess that's a point, though. This is essentially sort of brute forcing. Maybe I need to thin out the revs a bit. Like, put a few less revs or something. Try and make the vials stick out a bit. I mean, it's sort of just supposed to be yeah, you're right. There's something that doesn't quite work with this now. The idea of putting vials is great, but they blend in so fucking well. I need to plan this a little more carefully. How about we take out the top row of revs on each side, starters, place them with these guys. Instead. So I just need to do a bit of moving here of all the enemies so the new ones can fit. Ooh, specters. What, make the room dark as well? Make it dark room? Turn down the brightness, put specters in. Have it be a nice contrast against the lights, perhaps, and the fact that the invulnerability speed will light them up. If you delayed the entrance of the archviles, it would be easier to kill them. The existing Rev archvile mix was good for ultraviolence, though, in your opinion. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Have specters. And let's make the room dark. Because they're going to stick out like a sore thumb with the... No, I don't like just revs and archviles. That just feels way, way too fucking bullshit-ish. Make him spin around the other way. So I'm just doing some tweaks here, bear with me. No, what are you doing? Drag all these guys. No, yes. Thank you. Then I could put these guys in. I need to squeeze them in. So then these guys get copied a few times. Obviously. Just a few more. Should do it. Do it you. Okay. So, let's try that. Let's try the... Okay, also, let's reduce the lighting levels. Oh Christ, that's going to require me to tweak every sector, isn't it? To accommodate for this new lighting level I'm going to stick in, but fuck it, we'll make it worth it. Well, I don't have to pick these because these are pillars. They aren't going to change. Okay, oh, make sure to tag the tiny little sector as well. Don't forget that one. Let's set the brightness to like 80. Oh my god, whoa, this is so dark now. Oh my god, it's so... Wait, it's so... What the hell happened here? It's so dark the wall becomes invisible? What? It made the walls disappear? Is that a glitch? Let me go into game for a minute. Oh no, we're still there. Never mind. It's just a weird thing in the 3D view. You can still see. Oh, this is gloriously creepy now. Just this pitch dark room. You can't see anything in. Maybe we'll need a couple of light cues or something. Oh, maybe this is where we can play with the lighting a bit. I love the idea of this room being dark as hell though. Like, and then throwing specters at the player. That would be amazing. Doesn't quite work after the invulnerability wears off though. It's too dark, I think. I'm gonna go back to the... I think we can make it darker, but not too dark. Unless we throw a shitload of lights around. Dark ass sword. Now all we need is pentagram and the pitch burning meme is complete. Okay, I'm just gonna test this fight with the normal light settings. See how that works. I'm still trying to figure out if this is a good combo. to kill 3 vials that time. I feel the room is lacking a reason to enter it. Hey, Evil Foamy. Well, the reason to enter the room is going to be that this switch is going to activate the fire blue block downstairs. But also, you're going to get a rocket launcher, which is what you're going to do. I mean, this is where you'll end up. You'll go up the staircase, you'll enter this room, you'll be locked in the room, you then escape from the room, go back down the staircase, and you'll see the massive hell wall open up. Yeah, I need to... Ooh, yeah, I'm going to have to do something with the sides, but that's when we'll get to the retexturing. Then what's going to happen is you're going to come back down here and you're going to see... Let's get it out of the way, thank you. You're going to see that suddenly be a hell thing. So you're going to come out of here and the first thing you're going to notice on that wall right there is Hellscape. And that's where the next fight takes place. So you go back around the room that you originally did. And then in this area is the fire blue box that triggers the lift and allows you to proceed with the level. Yeah, there isn't anywhere else to go. So I think with the taking out some of the revs, it does still mean a decent amount of revs for you to have to deal with. But I think if you get the idea of where the vials are and what you should be targeting first, you can kill at least half of them. And if I give some supplies to play around the room carefully, I think they can deal with the rest with sufficient cover, which I will place a few more things around to add that additional cover for the player in the room so they can deal with the rest of the enemies. I think this works as a fight, honestly. You know, the idea being you're supposed to use the rocket launcher to sort of bludgeon your way through, kill the vials, press the switches, and get out the room. It's simple, but I think it works fine. Excuse me. Arguably, the cover is pretty fair. Well, if the vials keep going to the middle of the room, it's possible, but I think it just also would look nice just to have a few extra things around, maybe. Perhaps. The good old quote. The good old cover to inflict self-damage from the rocket launcher. Okay, now we need to texture the room. I like the idea of these monitors, even though they're not aligned properly. I like the idea of these monitors being all around the room like this, for some reason. I don't know why. It's mono texturing, arguably, but I think it looks good. The issue will... And I think what we'll do just for a moment here is we'll lower these sectors down to 0, just so I can detail the things beyond. I'll put them back when we're done. Okay, I did that by accident, but that's fine. Whatever. We ignore those, of course. Right. So now I need to texture the rest of this room, I guess. It is the stream we all dreamed about. I don't think I need to do much else in the fight, to be honest. I could have added some extra stuff, but I feel that because the player isn't going to kill everything when the invulnerability wears off, I don't think we need to extend this fight any further. Yeah, PS1 Doom music is pretty good, huh? It's only got one distracting track in it. The rest of it is just really good dark ambience. I'll use some other stuff as well, but I like this one. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to add any extra enemies to this fight because I could very easily add some extra teleports for this switch press. But I think at that point, the impact of the fight is gone. The only way it's going to return is if I do some slaughtery shenanigans, like shove more vials back in or put a cyber demon in the room or something. Like teleporting a cyber demon and ask you to deal with it with some rocket launcher or something. I'm not going to go that far. On this occasion, at least. Because I want to save that for the finale, perhaps. I'm already kind of giving away the vials at this point. Now the vials are going to be no longer part of this little shenanigan here. I'm going to take the... my original plan was to have a vial... I could add one vial, perhaps, but I'm not going to go for, like, the 2 or 3 I was originally thinking of. And with that in mind, I'm also going to drop the idea of rezzing these imps as well. That'll be enough vials, I think. So that is getting removed also. We're going to ditch that idea. I mean, this is a very square room. It's not exactly... It's basically a very square fight. The initial impact of the fight is to deal with the hordes of enemies with the God Spear in quick time and kill the 4 vials before you... Or kill as many vials as you can before you die. Before the invulnerability wears off in 30 seconds. And I think we've got enough enemies, a nice mix here. Initial wave of easily killable spectres, revs to provide the glass cannon annoyance out after the player. I don't think anything else would add to this. The only thing that it would do is probably cause some infighting chaos. You know, I could chuck in a couple of Hell Knights maybe to have some infight potential in the back. That's the only thing I could think to add, but I don't really want tanky enemies in this fight because I need the player to be killing them very quickly to get to the vials, but I want it to be sort of a challenge, and then I want some enemies to... I think it works like this because more than likely maybe the player dies the first time this happens because they don't figure out this bit immediately. I can't really do much about that. But the second time, maybe they kill 2 vials and then they're left with 2. I sprinkle health and ammo around the room to give them a chance. And then there's still plenty of revs around for them to weave and dodge. The room is spacious enough for them to do that. On lower difficulties, I'm going to remove the vials. Like, maybe he hurt me plenty. Again, I'm not going to do any difficulty adjustment until the map is complete. Until every fight is programmed. The fights will all be designed for ultra violence initially. Then I will go back through it and I will tweak things for the 2 difficulties. That'll be one of 2 things I'm going to do when the map is complete gameplay-wise. 1, difficulty. 2, fine detailing. Then it's released. Then it'll just be a case of map name, find the music track, upload to whatever file thing, do all the boring back-end stuff, and then bam, we have a map. Right, anyway, sorry, distraction. So we're gonna keep these computery textures. I'm gonna work with some more computery textures, I guess, to make the room work. This is like a dividing point really here, isn't it? So I need to sort of put a dividery thing on this wall, I guess. Something. So let's see what this looked like. Would that do a trick? Yeah, I guess that works as a sort of divider with a bit of manual alignment tweaking on the walls. But the idea I would have for lowering the difficulty would be maybe hurt me plenty, it's just 2 vials. Hey, not too rough. Oh, sorry. Hey, hurt me plenty, remove 2 vials and a couple of revs. Hey, not too rough. Maybe I remove a 3rd vial and a few more revs and spectres, so the meat is a bit less. Something like that I think would work. Whoops, sorry, wrong thing. Yeah, I think that works okay as a dividing thing. The wall lowering is in between that, so it would be fine. Actually, while I'm doing this, I should probably have these sectors actually be just one above the, like, not all the way to the ground, but like just one above. Just so I can see what it looks like when going against a sector like that or whatever. Oh, hello, Pinchy. You're right on time. Comp-ass walls, though. Yeah, I'm leaving these walls as is. This is going to be a sort of computery room, I guess, in terms of the feel of it. This makes a nice change from the warehouse you just went through. So that's the divide. Now, how much detailing do I stack onto these walls? I need to change the texture here. I can't have the same texture. I need to change that to something. But something that will also fit the theme of the room, so to speak. Maybe Comptol? Ooh. That doesn't look half bad, you know. Right, you just put those on the 2 walls and it looks a little better already. How's it look on this line? Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes. Okay, no. Except there. That's when it kind of does that and doesn't work suddenly. Unless I do some manual tweaking. Which I could do. To make it do that. And suddenly it looks like it fits again. And then in here, on this, oh wait, but on this wall it looks even weird. Unless, oh yeah, I could use another divider texture, couldn't I suppose? What if I did that on this wall too? So it like stretches around. No. Wow, it actually blends in nicely. Wow, did you see that? It blends in perfectly like that. I wish I could do that on both sides, but it looks a bit weird here. Unless, aha! Ooh, there we go. Yes. How's that? Perfect. Blends in lovely there. Let's do the same again and again. Let's make it all big. Yes, beautiful. Blends in so naturally. Beautiful. Yes. I love it. Such a nice divide. This sounds like slightly creepy vaporwave suddenly. Don't know why I'm saying that. Oh yeah, I do. That works. Okay. The only thing then is, well, I guess we also have to. But yeah, what do I set this to? 216 to 216. Oh no, sorry, I need to also make sure this is textured as well. So just bear with me a moment while we fix that. Lower upper. Oh no. Just need to make sure this looks right, 'cause it's gonna. Ooh, there's a very slight dividey wall. I just need to put a coat of this on. Perfect, there we go. Okay, that kind of works. So if we move it up a bit. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Ah, fuck. Well, that's awkward. I suppose we could do something like that, maybe. Kind of works. It's a real shame. It blends in perfectly here. Well, I don't have to change anything over here, but this one, because of the stupid border or whatever reason, I have to do this jiggery-pokery a bit. You're slightly confused between going for UDMF mapping or staying with the Doom format. Hey, Tova, how's it going? I'd put comp span 16 units. Actually, even that was a bit weird, actually, to be honest. Being like that. This kind of works, though. You know, it's not perfect, but at least it divides it up well enough to blend into the rest of the wall. Oh, and it looks really horrible over there, though. Unfortunately. Unless we do a bit of jiggery-pokery on this side to mask it a bit. Which actually makes it look... Oh, fuck me. Now it looks weird on that side. You know, I could just leave that as is for these two. Maybe use that one for the lower part of this one, as it just kind of fit a bit better. Maybe make this one broader. It works okay here. kind of just works. It's fine for the bottom part of this one. I'm gonna weave it. I think these will be fine. It's not 100% perfect, but it works. It works well enough that it's not super obvious. It'll have to suffice, I think. Okay. So now we have that. Now what ceiling am I going for here? I didn't actually set the ceiling oh crap, I didn't set the ceiling texture before I started doing all this mess. Am I saying it to just be this industrial light and magic again? Like before? I mean, there's a divide from this room that is full of boxes. Now we're in a room that's full of tech equipment. Trying to think what with a 192 high room you can do 128 plus 64 detail. What would be a good ceiling texture for this? Just more whites? Different kind of whites maybe? How does this work? Oh! Oh yes! Oh yes, 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 yes. Really looks cool. Okay, not aligned properly on the ceiling, but whatever. I like it. I think it makes it look nice. So I'm gonna include it. With a 192i room, you can do 120. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look. I'm gonna go back to these rooms at some point, and we will add details and things to all of them, probably little tiny things. The main thing I just want to get put down is the actual gameplay of the map. You know, I'm on a time budget, you know. Yeah, I know it helps with structure and stuff like that, and there'll be some tweaks and things, and obviously, you know, I mean, I'm fairly happy with these first two rooms. Although obviously I may decide to add some windows or something out here maybe. That's something I might consider doing. But that's something that's just for the visual change. I'm gonna leave it gameplay wise. I'm not touching the gameplay. It'll just be nice. I don't have to go, oh, what can I do for gameplay? Oh, what can I do for gameplay? Oh, what can I do for it? No, as I said, I have my plan, and I'm gonna stick to this plan. I will be doing some structuring and detailing, but only as it pertains to the fights. Getting the fights put down in a sort of mostly done format. So, should I change these to... Should I change these? No, I want to make this one a bit darker, actually, as well. Additionally. I want to make these... In terms of brightness, I want to lower it by maybe 3 notches. Just the whole room, I think. Not like massively dark, just a little more darker. Don't want it too dark so the player can't see shit, but I think a little darker would be nice. At least for the initial sort of thing as well. Obviously we'll have to make sure that the brightness is set correctly here to the 160 outside. We don't mess that up. That can be a brightness of 144, so it's got that dividing section, and then inside it's going to be, yeah, the 112. I mean, I might do some lighting stuff later as well, perhaps, little tweaks, whatever. So, am I happy with this room for the time being? I mean, arguably I could add some more stuff behind the Revenants and shit here, maybe. But I could also just leave it as is and have it be a very simple fight. Do I add more pillars? Do I add more pillars? Or will this be enough? I wonder. I could add 2 extra pillars, maybe. Maybe like... What if we make it diagonal instead? How's that? Ooh, now we have some diagonal pillars. That's interesting, I think. 2 extra diagonal pillars. That was kind of nice, I think. Okay, let's test this room out again. Okay, let's test this room out again here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to set the structure back to its intended height of, well, 320, of course, so that the walls are in place for the trap. Let's go through this room again. Actually, before we do that, let's just do it. Let's just start from here. I want to see what the contrast is like when we enter the room. Oh yeah, nice and dark. Nice contrast to the bright warehouse. Here's a dark tech room. Now, what I could do with the detailing later on is add some lights to like some of these computers, maybe. Like I have a subtle light effect going on. Actually, how the fuck would it be subtle? I'd have to... Oh god, I'd have to plan that carefully or whatever. Just run by the fight. So... part of me likes the darkness of this room, but then a part of me thinks that it does make things hard to see, kind of. I think if I was to go for this, it'd have to be a room with lighting adjustments or something. I would need to add like light sources or something like that to sort of help. But I like the darkness of the room in general. I just feel it would need some lighting effects for it to work. Also, I need to reset that other switch. Yeah, this is going to require a bit of work, I think. But I do like the idea of it being dark, so that the spectres can be used a bit to some effect. And it provides a nice lighting contrast to out there. Gonna have to think about what to do with this room to wrap it up. But I think the main thing is that we do have the main fight. I'm happy with the fight as it is. I think the player will have enough difficulty killing the vials. They will be given more supplies than what I've done here, although I seem to be able to get through it with just these very tight supplies, but I will put more stuff around the areas. I think I'm going to have to spend another stream on this room, you know, because this room is going to... We could get some nice detailing in this room to get the lighting to work. Because if I want to include this darkness and spectre element, I need some lights that work well. But, you know, otherwise we are bang on the money, I think, for this one. I'm just going to reset these back down so I can do some tweaks. And obviously we still have the, well, we'll just have to remember to do the switch thing later, but that can be done once we've completed the room successfully. Hang on, what is the... Okay, it's still there, that's good. I might suggest putting a trim sector at the edge to lower the ceiling so the computer doesn't tile like that. That will also make players a little more surprised when the wall behind it drops. A trim sector at the edge to lower the ceiling. Well, it's going to be turbo. So they don't have time to really see anything. By the time they turn around, it's already lowered and they're ready to fight. These aren't exactly slow lifts. I just want this to look like an ordinary sort of computery room. You know, I know that's not aligned properly, but I think it adds to the decor. And then you have... So, okay, I guess what... So, we're going to have to do a bit more work on this room. We're going to need to do some lighting tweaks, add some extra health and armor. So, I guess the last thing we should do for tonight is run through the level once over and see what the timing is like. With the everything set as it should be. The timing is up at the top. Oh shit, what do I... Oh, I need to make this to the ceiling height, don't I? For it to work. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's run through the level in its entirety. See how long it takes. Yeah, this comes in about a minute into the time. Okay, second area. Approaching. The Hell Knights got stuck again. It looks like the Hell Knights are just going to stay down there mostly if the player's fast enough. That's fine. Again, they still need to be dealt with. Can't really ignore them. And if the player chooses to ignore them, well, they get to deal with them in the next part of the level. Or whatever. Okay, 2 minutes. That's why I'm fine with the Hell Knights get stuck here, cool. They just get after 40 later or something. Go get him, Rev. Alright, so 2 minutes 40 entering this room. There's the lock-in. Bio's dead. Four minutes. $191 enemies, 4 minutes. So it takes about 4 minutes to clear this room and come back out. That takes us to near the lower limit of my desired map length. If that goes to 4 minutes, a fight in here with the box takes it to 5 minutes. Maybe. Going up the lift, we'll be getting here at about 5.5, 6 minutes into the map. So this could then be the second or last area. Perhaps. Something like that. Excellent. Excellent. In terms of the time, I'm happy with this. Because I'm going to hit the minimal time limit this week, at least. Right, I will need to do some work on this room. I need to get this room a bit more polished up before I consider it finished. But that will have to be for we'll save another backup file as well. Yes. Yes, actually, Ward Misfit, I think I would. If that is possible. I don't know if that's easy to set up or not by yourself. I might have to use some... Yeah, good point. There would need to be... So that's where the lighting would come in, if necessary. But I see your point. It would have to be... You know, some indication that the thing is unlocked. That's where I'm going to play around with textures and stuff like that. So I think what I'll do to save myself a bit of time next time is set the floor to, is it 152? Just so I have everything lowered that I need to mess around with in terms of the... oops, sorry. Set that to whatever. I just want all the switches visible, so I'm just gonna save that in this one so that... Oh crap! No, I saved it in the backup file. Fucking hell! No! I don't want to save it into the backup fucking file. I want that to be... Oh, you idiots! No, I want to say that in the main WAD so I can just get started on it next time. Sorry everyone, being a bit pedantic here, but I didn't realise I had the wrong thing open. Let me just do that real quick. Sorry. It's just so I know what I need to work on for next time is all. This makes it easier for me, because I'm not, because for this is a change that will require, there we go. Because because this will be an important bit of detailing to do before I go into the finer detailing. Because since I want the room to be dark, I need some good lighting. And this is a room that was, with computery shit, cries out for some lighting. And it will be a nice thing to put in, I think. But in terms of the gameplay, I think I'm happy with this fight. You know, it's a shit ton of revs with a few vials thrown in. It's a bit of a meat grinder, but it works. And notice that, you know, no super shotgun. No shotgun. I might keep that for the rest of the map. I might even make it an orthodox progression, you know? Unorthodox weapons, too. No shotgun, no super shotgun. Chain gun rocket. Interesting, I guess. We'll incorporate that somewhere else. We could put a secret in this room, actually, couldn't we? Maybe. One secret I was considering is, maybe considering is putting a mega spear on one of these Bancubus pillars and making it an archvile jump secret or something. But I think that would be a bit ridiculous, considering what I'm asking you to do already. You know, I don't think that would work too well. Now, I think if I was to put a secret in this room, it'd have to be done very carefully as well. But we could do something like that. Maybe I make it that one of the pillars lowers and reveals a prize. That could work. I'll have to think about that. Anywho. Yes. That's why I have to be careful and think about it. But yeah, I am genuinely happy with this fight and how I've structured this room way out. It's all about rockets. I need to add some extra stuff. So that's gonna be it for tonight's stream. Let's turn off the PS Doom soundtrack. So that's gonna be it for tonight's stream. I got this room created, and now we've set up the thing for this one. So I guess at the next mapping stream, I'll be polishing this room up, and then we're gonna start working on this big fight over here. You know, to increase this room out a bit. This is where we're gonna need. This is where the next fire blue box is gonna be. Big hellscape, lots of fleshy shit. I'm going to need to think of another interesting little encounter as you go back to the box room over here. But we will need to tweak this fight up as well. But I'm pretty happy with this fight. I think it's a different kind of thing. You know, you've got the sort of introductory fight here with the flyers and the rush with the chain gun. This one is about a tense ambush where you gotta deal with some. You gotta mow down a lot of shit with a chain gun while, you know, dealing with that. And then here is just basically, you get a rocket launcher and I'm gonna make sure you damn well bloody use it to deal with a horde of angry enemies that want to rip you apart. So yeah, I think we've got different kinds of fights and definitely nothing boring, at least, I think. Right, so let me think. Tomorrow, oh god, tomorrow I gotta take care of some business after work, I guess. I think tomorrow I'll be doing the I think tomorrow I'll do the sweet state for December. I think I'm gonna take the sweet state early in the month again. I was tempted to leave it until a bit later, maybe like towards the new year, just before the new year or something, but I think I will do it at the beginning because I anticipate being quite busy over the festive period, so I don't want sort of the sweet state to be forgotten about or hanging over. So I think tomorrow night I'll do the sweet state, so sort of get it done, and also depends, I might use tomorrow night to take care of some other business as well in real life, so sweet state will be good for tomorrow night, I think. Quick recap what we managed to do. We basically made this room. That is what we did. We got this room made. That is what I did. This entire room is what we created tonight in about 2.5 hours or so. That is the progress we made. Hopefully next time we polish the room, get some nice lighting, and then we can work on this one and finally get the player up to this office area. Hopefully getting them to the 5-minute mark. And then I have to make a decision as to whether, you know, is this enough of a map to release? Or am I going to have to, or should I incorporate anything? I mean, there is also a part of me that, depending on how long this takes for the next bit, this could be the final area. I could just put something up here and have this be the end of the map. Although, I guess, if that is the case, I haven't really done a whole lot with the interesting fire blue stuff, have I? I guess I haven't actually, have I, really? The idea was supposed to be to use the fire blue to create, use the fire blue acquisition as an interesting switch hunt of sorts, and all I've done is, and while I have kind of done that with this room, I seem to have taken this map in a slightly different direction. I still have this core gameplay gimmick of a fire blue switch to progress. I mean, it's fine. Again, I'm currently not anticipating this to be the final area. I'm anticipating this to be the second half, sort of. I'll have to think about that. So, like, what, replace the switches with fire blue stuff? Nah, the thing is, if I do that in here, there'll be the association of it being out here, and I'll have to think about that. I mean, I could. Again, I'm anticipating I'll be doing some stuff around here at some point. Maybe. Like at the moment, I'm having this be the third area for the fire blue, and up here I'm gonna have at least one more sort of thing going on of some description where the fire blue will again come into play. So I'm hoping that's the case. Although it may not also be a bad thing just to do the gimmick very briefly. You know, have these rooms, have this be the final push, and then you're done. You know, I'll have to ponder that later on. I'll see how I get on with this area next, and see how long it takes, and see how I feel about continuing. I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get the way to this month. Next month, I should say. Anyway, tomorrow will be a sweet state. And then after that, it'll be back to some mapping again. So there'll be a bit of a day's break for mapping. Tomorrow, sweet state, and then Wednesday, back to the mapping again, where I'll polish this room off. And we'll go from there. Hopefully tomorrow the Iron Mans are announced as well, which would be nice. So, Pegleg, Nazar, please announce your Iron Mans nice and early this month. That would be nice. Anyway, now I am going to end the stream. It is getting a bit late. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for your help and advice throughout the process. It's always appreciated. And I'll catch you all tomorrow for the next sweet state for December. And more mapping to come soon. Good night, everyone.